You now tuned in to the Gumptown Podcast. I'm your boy Doug B. We ain't got nothing to talk about, but we got something to talk about. Let's go. Good people. Welcome back to the Gumptown Podcast, episode 35. I'm your boy Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving this podcast a shot. Before we bring on today's guest, we got something to talk about, good people. We back for another edition of Support You on Sunday, all right? My wife and I had a chance to get away from the Gump recently. We went up to Atlanta and checked out a Hawks playoff game and just enjoyed life, celebrated life. But while we were there, we also checked out this black-owned spot called Twisted Soul Cookhouse and Pours. Man, it was a great experience. We went there for brunch. My wife had the fried chicken with the mac and cheese and the collard greens. I know one thing, that fried chicken was seasoned to perfection. I had the oxtails. And let me tell you, oxtails fell off the bone. So if you're ever in Atlanta, you're looking for a good spot to go grab some grub, go check out Twisted Soul Cookhouse and Pours. Reservations are required. Let them know the Gumptown Podcast sent you. All right? That's all we got to talk about, good people. On with today's show. Today's guest, he is the founder and owner of Done Deal Fitness. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm pretty sure you all will be inspired by his story. Let's give a warm Gumptown round of applause for Stephen Bradley. Steve, how's it going, man?
I'm doing just fine, brother. I'm doing just fine. Another great day here at Done Deal Fitness, man.
That's good news, man. Good to hear. First things first, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chop it up with me. I really appreciate it.
Most definitely. I'm glad. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. No doubt. Of course, we're here to talk about Done Deal Fitness, but before we go there, let's get to know the man behind the brand. What is Stephen Bradley's story?
That's a good question, but very simple. I was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm the last child of six other siblings. I'm a 5-year vet in the Army. Pretty much my life is just pretty straightforward at the moment. Just a simple guy, laid back, Montgomery, Alabama, born and raised. Did my thing in the military about 5 years. Now I'm a disabled veteran, and now I'm just a full-time entrepreneur. I'm 34 years old at the moment. October, I'll be 35. I don't have any kids or anything. So, it's just me at the moment. And I'm trying to take this thing globally, take my brand globally.
All right. Good stuff, man. That's a great story. Hometown hero in the building.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And thank you for your service, for serving in the military. And how was that experience serving for the country? How was that?
Oh man, I got black. Woo. Roller coasters, man. Roller coasters.
Gotcha.
And roller coasters is literally what it was, a roller coaster. I had so many obstacles to deal with as far as getting acquainted with the job, injuries, had to deal with a lot of it was a lot of prejudiceness and the good old boy system and being from one base to the next base, a failed marriage. And at the end, I ended up getting med boarded because I got injured and I had 2 surgeries on my elbows. So it was a roller coaster ride.
Wow. And I've never served, but I've worked closely with military personnel, just being a DOD contractor. So I know exactly what you're speaking to, the politics. I've had conversations with guys, and yeah, it sounds like you were a victim of the politics as well. But either way, man, you figured your way out of that situation, man, and that's good stuff. So let's transition over into what you got going on. Well, before we go to Done Deal Fitness, when did you fall in love with fitness?
I've been active my entire life, even as a young boy. Mm-hmm. I was, like I said, I'm the youngest out of 6 other siblings. So I've always grew up wrestling with my brothers, playing basketball, football. In high school, I went to Sidney Lanier. I didn't play play basketball or any sport for the school, but I learned how to box. My pops taught me how to box at 16. Mm-hmm. So after I learned how to box, I kind of fought amateur for a couple of years. I went 25-0. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and instead of turning pro, I didn't get the opportunity. So that's when I joined the military when I was like 25. And my boxing name was Stephen Dundeer Bradley. So after I got too old in the military and my professional dreams were a little faded, in the distance, I just kind of, after I got out of the military, I just kind of invested in myself. And, I became a certified personal trainer, and I just turned, my boxing name into my fitness name. That's where you get Done Deal Fitness from.
Nice, nice. And I appreciate you mentioning that because I was definitely going to ask where did the name come from. So Done Deal Fitness. So nice, good stuff, man. Great, great pivot, man. Let's talk more about Done Deal Fitness. What you got going on over there?
Well, at the moment, I love that question because at the moment, I'm in the process of getting my my website tailor made to bring my vision alive. As far as once someone comes to my my website, I want them to have a full experience. So I'm in the process of getting my website off the ground. I'm in the process now of displaying all of my future clothing on my social media. You can go to my social media and look at all of my future clothing. Mm-hmm. I'm just really in the process of just building it. I have my LLC. I just got my LLC in February. I'm in the process of having a business plan written up, and just the clerical side of things. I'm still in the process of creating new sketches. I create all of my own designs, and I'm just in the process of still building it and attaching it. I guess you can say, my bad, my chest, but I just got a lot of. I'm just in the process of putting out the pieces together, and I really, hopefully, I really wish I could run into like an investor or someone of that nature, because at the end of the day, Done Deal Fitness, it will be what's the word I'm looking for? Done Deal Fitness will be man,
household name, maybe
a household brand, a household name. Yes, thank you.
Respect. No, no problem, man. No problem. And no, that's good stuff. And don't get me wrong, I definitely I appreciate the transparency. You saying basically you're getting things together. But the good part about it, the dope part about it is you got started. Because we could easily, because a lot of people have ideas and things they want to do, but they never get started. So I appreciate your transparency and not hopping on here and making yourself out to be somebody you're not. I appreciate that, man. Much respect to you, for real.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Honesty is the key, man. Yeah. If you actually see me doing it big, then I'm literally doing it big.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you're doing a great job, man, because that's one of the first things I noticed. And I didn't follow you because of this, but I noticed it when I followed you. I was like, this man has a huge following. So you clearly have attracted people. You got people's attention. So when did your following take off? Like, what was it? A viral post? Did somebody shout you out? Tell me about that moment.
To be honest with you, my homeboy overseas, he's over in the UK. He's a professional boxer, and he would share my post because I would send him gear to train in, and he sent me gear and added me to like a group over there. As far as it's like some type of religious, like Muslim group, mm-hmm. And ever since then, man, I was just getting followers left and right, left and right, left and right. And I was just like, whoa, like, where are these? And before you know it, it seemed like I just got more exposure. And then a lot of people hit me in the DM like, hey, man, you got some good content. Like, I like your outfits. And people be like, wait, when can I buy some of that? And I'm like, hey, man, I'm just in the process of building. And only thing you see now is a visual aid through me. But everything is coming, everything will be fully up and going very, very, very soon. I guarantee you that. I give you my word.
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. So whenever I have entrepreneurs on the platform like yourself, I like to cover three things: the aha moment, action, and audacity. Let's start with your aha moment. What sparked the idea to turn your love for fitness into a business?
Oh, that is a good question. Man, you got me on the spot with that one. Well, my creativity. my creativity. First of all, my creativity. Like if you look at all my outfits right now, neither one of them look the same. So I knew I could bring creativity to the fitness game. I know I'm a great personal trainer. I know I'm dedicated as far as working out myself. And then I just looked at it from a broader perspective. The main entities out there that are getting all this fitness money and attention is Nike, Reebok, Under Armour, and Adidas. So I'm just like, I would like to be a Black representation, when it comes to the fitness in the fitness business. I would like to be a household brand, a Black representation. Because at the end of the day, I've seen all of their clothing, and I just feel like all of their clothing is boring. And and I just tell people, man, why not look good while you're actually doing what you're doing, what you love to do, which is fitness, working out. Because anytime you go to one of those stores I named and you want to buy some gear, obviously you do something,
right.
Walk, power walk, whatever. So I just say, you know what? I could be that one to actually bring some spice to the fitness realm.
No, that's awesome, man. So from the time you got the idea, how long did it take you to turn that idea into actual business? And the reason I asked that question is a lot of times, like I was saying earlier, we have ideas, we just don't do anything with it. So from the time you said, I can bring this different element to the marketplace, how long did it take you after that aha moment to actually get started?
That's another great question. Well, I started Done Deal Fitness while I was in the Army in 2021. I was trying to get a logo like early 2021. So after I got my logo together, I started playing with different ideas as far as clothing, started finding the vendors, started playing with ideas. And then basically when I got out, I started in 2020, I'm sorry. And when I got out in 2021, I kind of just looked in the mirror and said, what now? How can I go further I got a few outfits. I got a vendor. I got a few, I got the idea, you personal train people. How can I go further? And that's when I started saying, hey, I need to get my LLC to become a legitimate business, stuff like that.
Nice. Okay, so it didn't take you very long from the time you realized you wanted to start your own to actually get out there and get started. And that's great, man. And so you have your aha moment, you have your action, and in between those two things, I like to call this the bridge. It's called audacity. It takes audacity to step out there and start your own. Who or what gave you the audacity to really step out there and have faith in yourself and go for it?
That is a good question. Man, you got me in the spot with that one again. That's a good question. Who gave you the audacity to think that you could actually be a household brand? That is a good question.
Yes, sir.
That's real, though. I like that. I don't know. I would say this. I'm a big Malcolm X fan. And Malcolm X taught me manhood because I didn't grow up with a father figure in my life. My oldest brother had to play that role, but of course he did a little bit. Then of course, as you get older, he move out. So as a young man, I started to gravitate towards the Black public figure, Malcolm X. So Malcolm X basically instilled a lot of confidence in me, as far as, whatever you're going to do, go ahead and do it. Be truthful about it. Have some dignity about yourself. And that's when, I kind of looked in the mirror and started embracing who I was and started having more self-confidence. So it was really off of a high as far as, I know I can be great. You know what I mean? It's like Muhammad Ali when he was running around saying, I'm the greatest. And Malcolm X was like, the power structure, they kind of scared of that because they don't want Negroes running around to they're the greatest. And,
Right.
So it was kind of it sounds weird, but Malcolm X kind of just listening to his speeches and listening to his righteousness kind of just like edged me on. Like, man, look, be a man, follow your dreams.
Yes, sir. No, that doesn't sound weird at all. I mean, be honest with you, and I I commend you for finding that in Malcolm X, finding that father figure, especially after your big brother grew up and moved out of the house, man, because you could have easily got lost in the shuffle, man, and made some different decisions. But nah, that doesn't sound weird at all. Listening to Malcolm X speeches and a lot of our black leaders from the past, yeah, man, you watch some of their speeches, you read some of their books, like, yeah, you be like, man, I can run through a wall. So nah, that doesn't sound weird at all, man. That's great. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, Malcolm X. That's a good analogy. Malcolm X made me feel like I can run through a wall.
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. So Done Deal Fitness has done great things. I see you on social media, you're rocking and rolling, you are very active. So I know
Yeah.
Done Deal Fitness is going to continue to do great things, which leads me to my next point, vision. What are your short-term and long-term goals for the business?
Um, my short-term goals is to organize. I know it sounds petty, but to organize a photo shoot, uh, organize my website to be more crisp as far as my mindset and to putting it into a visual aid. Those are my short-term goals. Getting funding, getting more exposure, putting all my ducks in a row to the point where if somebody saw my brand, whether you black or white, and you say, "Hey, I want to invest in you," technically they could invest right now because both of my logos, I have two logos for my business. One is a more masculine one with the two arms and the two D's. And you got another one that's more unisex with the woman and the man in front. Technically, both of those logos are federally protected. So with that being said, if somebody right now said, I want to invest in what you're doing, they could safely invest and they wouldn't have to worry about somebody saying, oh, I like that. I'm gonna steal that. They could steal the idea as far as the pattern of the clothing, but you can't steal the logo. So that's more so my short term goals, getting more exposure, getting more funding, finding ways to bring more capital to Done Deal Fitness. Long term goals is to I want some type of celebrity endorsement because that's the way America works. You could be nobody Monday, Jay-Z call your name Tuesday, everybody wants you now. So, and the reason why I want that type of celebrity endorsement, because a lot of people will say, well, a good product will sell itself. I would say yes and no. No, you get no exposure. If don't nobody know about you, no one's going to tap in. Yes, once people know about you, you get the exposure, that good product will sell itself. Yes. So that's my more so long-term goal. Become more of a household, actually become the household brand, go global, and get some type of major endorsement or major representation to go along with my brand to help push it further.
Yes, sir. Those some great goals, man, and very specific. And like that's how you set goals. Like you're not sitting here talking about some generalized, man, I just want to be great. No, you basically seriously, man, like because I'm big on goal setting, man. You have to be very descriptive in what you want. And that portion about the long-term goals in terms of a celebrity vouching for you, no doubt. I mean, yeah, a good product would sell itself, yeah, locally, but man, the right celebrity shout you out or share your reel or like your post, man, it like you said, nobody know your name today and everybody know you tomorrow. So those are some great descriptive goals, man. And just keep at it. And I have no doubt they'll come to fruition, man. Good stuff.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the warm words. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. As we wrap up the podcast, let's get down to the $1,000,000 question. So I started this podcast because I wanted to shed light on Montgomery. I wanted to highlight the greatness coming from Montgomery or through Montgomery, whether you were here for college or for a significant portion of your life. You being a hometown hero, what makes you proud to be a Montgomeryan?
Well, the first thing that makes me proud is it's a historical city within itself when it comes to the civil rights movement and all of the political and social economical hurdles we've always had to jump over. So with that being said, I'm proud just coming from a city that has always stood up and fought back, and more so politically, more so using their voice, things of that nature. So that's what makes me a proud Montgomery.
Respect, much respect, man. And I asked that question because, the Gump, man, it gets his negative rap. People say, oh, this is this and it's that. But everything you just said, man, that's what makes me proud to be from here, man. Just the rich history and,
Yep.
man, it's a lot of greatness, a lot of potential in this city,
Yep, it is. We just need the exposure.
Yes, sir. So, man, that's awesome, man. And just a little bit off script, man. So why didn't you run out to Atlanta or any of the other big cities to start your training? That's the thing.
Hey, hey, that's
I mean, seriously, like it's a joke, but seriously, like I'm like, and it's just another man. Really, it's really just to commend you, man, for staying here because you could have easily went off to a bigger city. Like I'm, like seriously, like what kept you here? I mean, I know you from here. I know you're proud to be from here, but what honestly kept you in the city?
Well, at the end of the day, I feel like, long story short, it doesn't matter where I go because at the end of the day, Atlanta gonna hear about me, Europe gonna hear about me, Texas gonna hear about me, and I don't care if I was in a small city, small town, rinky-dink town in Backwood, Florida. At the end of the day, where I'm taking Done Deal Fitness, it don't matter where I start because before it's all over, everybody gonna hear about me. So it's like I can go to Atlanta, I can stay in Montgomery. It doesn't matter.
Respect, man. That is a powerful answer, man. I agree 100%. And like I said, that's what it's all about. Just knowing that you great. You from Montgomery, you can start at home and take this thing, make it a household brand, household name. So that's good stuff.
Yeah, and I have a what do you call it? Civic. I'm gonna, and probably the next month I'm gonna order some tank tops. And I'm gonna go around to all the police departments, and I'm gonna go around to the fire departments. I'm just gonna pass out some of my tank tops, and just get Done Deal Fitness more locally on the scene. Because I wanna build my brand up more so locally, and if it just magically happened to just take off so big to the point where I didn't get a chance to finish expanding locally. Now it's just more so international. That's fine too. But I want to more so do some homegrown work before I just run to Atlanta. Because at the end of the day, I even tell rappers that they always trying to reach for the big producers and I want this person to sign me. But at the end of the day, your own city is not even playing your music. Nobody even know you locally. Why would I?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody knows you. So,
right. I mean, that's facts, man. Homegrown, like what you saying is spot on. Like even that idea you just mentioned about passing out shirts locally, like that's really how you should do it. If people in your city, if everybody in your city, and I don't know how many people is in Montgomery, I guesstimate it's 200,000 people. If it's not 200,000 people listening to your music, if it's not 200,000 people listening to your podcast or buying your brand, why would you go elsewhere? Why not get the whole city on your back behind you? And then you can move on. So I respect that. I get it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Hot, you're not even hot where you are locally, but blow up in Atlanta and Texas. Like, not saying it's impossible, but what are the odds of that? So that's my next on my to-do list. I'm gonna go around to the police department, the fire departments. I might even go to a few schools as well and just pass out some tank tops, just to get so Done Deal Fitness can start actually making his face on the scene. I'm gonna go around to some homeless shelters, serve some food, things like that. Maybe host a because I teach boxing as well. So I may be hosting a free boxing camp for the kids, things like that. So I'm definitely going to be making my face more known on the scene. It's a lot to do because it's just me. I'm doing everything by myself. But It's not. I got time. I got time. Like they say, I got time today, cuz.
Yes, sir. Respect. Hey, Steve, how can the people connect with you, man? What are your social media handles?
Oh, on my Facebook, you have you can find me with Done Deal, DUN space DEAL. That's Done Deal. If you have Instagram, you can contact me at Done Deal Fitness. My bad. I'm sorry. Done Deal _ fitness. Done Deal is DUNDEAL _ fitness. If you have email, my email is donedealfitness@gmail.com. Those are my three main places that you can contact me any given time. I'll respond.
Yes, sir. And of course, I'll put all of this in the description of the episode. Hey, Steve, thanks again for the conversation, man. I really appreciate you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, my brother. You doing gave me some exposure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. We gone, but before we leave, remember, be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you. Gone. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate your time and your attention. Until next time.